Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
It's time for another daily dose of dismal Ezra Miller news. That doesn't even rhyme, but we're gonna talk about this. Apparently, Ezra Miller is getting off. Ezra Miller. Let me rephrase that. Apparently, Ezra Miller is not going to have to suffer repercussions for the things that Ezra Miller has done over the last couple of years.
Oh, look at all the not shocked faces out there
my
and
God.
listening. It's like, yeah, because is anybody surprised? We said, oh, now they'll apologize and suddenly Warner will make it all go away.
Yeah, because we can't lose any money on this movie. Now, this is one instance where everybody is in agreement that this movie probably should be canceled, that Miller should probably be quote-unquote canceled. Miller supposedly getting some psychiatric help for a God complex, legit, delusions of grandeur, and yeah, it's pretty whacked. We're gonna talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Almost 276,000 subs. Thank you for the support. We've been following the Ezra Miller drama for months, like 2 years now, and it just gets weirder and weirder. And someday there's going to be a movie out there.
What about Ezra?
What about Ezra? Yeah, and it's absolutely bonkers.
Well, what's really crappy is the fact that if Ezra doesn't get in trouble for this, how many people out there commit crimes that are far less and they get the book thrown at them? And this person can just do whatever the hell they want, and because they're a celebrity, once again, we get to walk away. And
no, it has nothing to do with Ezra being a celebrity. It is Ezra's diversity shield, because we saw that people like Johnny Depp, again, not to drag Johnny Depp into this all the time, but we saw Johnny Depp, all he had to do was make allegations, and he was an A-lister in Hollywood. So it has nothing to do with celebrity. It's Ezra Miller's kind of a B-list, C-list celebrity anyway. This is the diversity shield. You're not allowed to do anything to Ezra Miller.
But it's interesting though, because even on Twitter, like where the, everybody's like the diversity police usually hang out, they're like, Ezra Miller needs to be arrested.
Yeah, so let's talk about this article. Came out from Vanity Fair. Discussing Film put this up and had a couple people tagged me in on it earlier today. Ezra Miller's legal problems have mostly disappeared.
Oh, shocker.
Sources close to Vanity Fair claim a whack-a-mole style legal strategy of paying off alleged victims is happening after seeing one NDA and hearing of a handful of others. So the original article was in Vanity Fair.
So they're doing the Disney method.
Yeah, pretty much. Just
you're not allowed to talk about it anymore. You won't hear about it anymore because it just disappears. Now, they have to cancel Batgirl because it was going to be too expensive to market it, but they're probably spending that much money just shutting people up.
Yeah, so let's talk about this. Here's the distilled version from Comic Book Movie. Latest Ezra Miller expose includes NDAs, alleged grooming, and reshoots on DC Comics movie. The latest story about the Flash star Ezra Miller sheds new light on some of the more troubling allegations surrounding the actor and alleges that they're now paying to keep victims silent.
That's the Disney method.
Yep, the Disney method. That's why, a lot of these problems tend to just disappear with Disney, because a lot of times it's like, well, hey, your kid got killed in the theme park. Well, golly, that's too bad. Here, have $1 million and shut up. And
there's a lot, but Bob Iger can't be bothered to come back to take care of it because he's opening Shanghai. Anyway.
Right. So they talked about the Vanity Fair article that's run another incredibly detailed and disturbing story about Ezra Miller. And trust us when we tell you there's a lot to unpack. We'd highly recommend reading the entire piece for context, but it's sounding like the actor's recent promise to seek help may have been little more than damage control. Oh my God.
No, you don't say. Shocked Pikachu face. You don't flippin' say. Oh my God.
Particularly with $200 million on the line with the Flash movie. A source tells the site that all they, Miller uses they, them pronouns, are currently doing to get better is undergoing therapy. That may sound like a step in the right direction, though there are conflicting claims about how seriously they're taking the treatment.
Oh, I don't think they're probably taking it seriously at all.
Throughout the piece, it's alleged that on his farm in Vermont, Miller frequently abuses those around him and goes from referring to themselves as Jesus to the devil. Barry Allen has even been pulled into that, as Miller frequently claims the Flash is the one who brings the multiverse together, just like Jesus.
Oh my God. No, sorry, I'm my Jesus. I'm sorry.
Oh my Jesus.
I can't.
It's thought that much of Miller's behavior may be down to them acting out after their parents decided to get divorced. 29 years old.
Okay,
Come
wait.
the hell on.
There are a lot of people whose parents get divorced, and they don't go around behaving this way. I'm sorry. I get tired of that. Well, I was this or I was that, and that's why I do what I do. There's a lot of people who suffer the same things. Usually a lot of people that suffer worse things. They don't find it necessary to use this excuse. Now, granted, I think this person has a lot more mental health issues that they might, that are tying into it.
Do you think?
But I don't think it's just because of that.
The actor said to have pulled young Toccata Iron Eyes into the bizarre narrative they've created around themselves. Maybe he's the Trinity. Maybe he's all three. Him one.
Wait. Oh my God.
Ezra is Jesus. Toccata's an apocalyptic Native American spider goddess. And their union is supposed to bring about the apocalypse. Oh my God, the gatekeeper and the keymaster.
Keymaster? Oh my God. And that's the real reason everyone is so opposed to them being together.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's right. You found us out. I knew all about the spider goddess and Jesus.
Holy hell.
And I just didn't want, the dogs and cats living together was just a cover up.
Miller is alleged to have groomed a number of... Look, people are saying it's a cult. It's not a cult. He literally thinks he's Jesus.
Wait, there's better. So he's groomed a number of people, though it supposedly has a harem of young women, which we've seen this. They're all young women. A patriarchal dictatorship where Ezra controls all the sex as the man and plays the women against each other, screams at them, belittles them in front of others.
Golly.
What an upstanding...
Oh, and Twitter likes this guy?
As the man.
As the man.
Well, I thought non-binary.
Okay.
Which is it? So he's a misogynist now, too?
So let's drop the shit. And I talked about this in a previous video. Ezra Miller is only non-binary and trans when it benefits him. And I'm going to...
Well, they even said, that according to the source, patriarchal dictatorship, as the man controls everyone, he wants to be the man when he wants to be, so he's a misogynist.
So you see Ezra Miller outside of Hollywood events, and Ezra Miller dresses like a dude and dates, to the best of my knowledge, exclusively women, young girls. Ezra Miller is absolutely a guy and a predator. In my opinion. But hey, let's go ahead and, finish this movie because we can't lose any more money.
Well, they say that. Those who know Miller also believe they use their gender identity as a weapon.
Oh my
many
God.
also feeling that the aforementioned therapy sessions is an example of the Justice League star playing the system.
I could absolutely, because look, we looked at the arrest video, and again, Miller dressed like the Joker, but still, wearing dude clothes. Officer goes up to him and is like, Miller's immediately like, I'm trans. You can't touch me. I'm trans. You can't touch me. I refuse. I refuse. You can't touch me. I'm like, this person is an absolute mental case, dangerous to other people, has physically assaulted women, and needs to be put away somewhere.
Yeah.
Rubber room somewhere.
Well, I like to see the original article because they're going on here talking about one of the most upsetting claims comes right at the end of the article from Miller's former fiance, Erin, was saying she never suffered any outright abuse during the relationship. It was after they broke up that things turned dark. For years, he convinced me and all our friends that I was abusive. But looking back, I would be calling out his disrespect and he wouldn't take responsibility and just call me abusive because of my reaction. I could have handled it better. I didn't know the term gaslighting back then. I was emotionally fucked up for years.
Reading through the allegations in the main report, it's hard to come to any other conclusion beyond Miller being a very damaged individual who is causing harm to those around him. Why are you still using they, them? No, he doesn't deserve that respect. In the wake of that statement from Warner Brothers and the actor, the site reports that a lot of NDAs are being signed in what three sources describe as a whack-a-mole style legal strategy of paying off alleged victims.
Well, you have the article up here. I'm kind of curious to see what's in this article.
Look, just an example of how Miller is using, gender identity and identity politics to get ahead. Miller's outspokenness about sexuality and gender identity earned them a reputation for empathy and progressiveness, as well as effusive internet titles like Queer Icon, the hero we need right now, and our non-binary king. In 2018, GQ put Miller on the cover and wrote, "Please God, tell us the next generation of movie stars is going to be like this."
Oh, I bet you wish you hadn't done that now. Oh my goodness.
The director of The Perks of Being a Wallflower said that Ezra was actually a pretty good kid back in the day, but I hope Ezra finds the light that they shine so brightly back when we shot the movie, because the kid I met was a remarkably magical person. Magical just like Jesus.
So it seems like Iceland seems to be a problem, because they said they were accompanied by...
When is Iceland a problem?
Jasper Young Bear, a 55-year-old North Dakota medicine man the actor had hired as a spiritual advisor. So apparently this all started in Iceland. Young Bear seems to have stoked Miller's outsized version of themselves. Jasper was telling Ezra that he wasn't part of the movement, he was the movement. A bowel movement, maybe. That he was the next Messiah, and that the Freemasons were sending demons out to kill him.
What?
They said this other source has been close to Miller misgenders the actor, who is said to insist on they them pronouns in private. Who not to insist on they them pronouns in private.
Then
he was telling the writer that interviewed him that my prerogative is service. I'm here to do what I can for everybody I can do it for. Then the writer was less of a conversation than a string of sermons.
Ezra Miller, let's let this digest. This isn't just problematic behavior like, oh, Miller got into a couple of bar fights or whatever. Ezra Miller thinks he's God. Okay, and he's got a cult.
Yeah, he picks young people because, well, we said before, they're more malleable. You can young people, you can, and we see it on Twitter all the time.
Yeah, Twitter,
they're easy to manipulate.
Yeah, they are, and especially young people that maybe haven't had the best home life, young people that maybe are confused about their own identities or feel like outcasts for whatever reason. Those people are very easy to manipulate.
More, he said he was telling these kids that you're going to be in my band, I'm going to produce your album, you can run my music studio, things like that they never would do. But just but they'd follow along because
Come
they
to my
believe
house,
it. Yeah,
take off my pants, join my harem. Yeah,
pretty much.
Sounds great. They call it the Mountain. The farm is called the Mountain.
That's creepy.
Before the troubles in Iceland, the actor could be kind and generous. He'd share weed, occasionally cash, and even plane tickets with buddies in need, but staying at Miller's meant abiding by the actor's rules and tolerating the long monologues.
I don't know. And they're talking about different things that are found in the house, and
Wait, Ezra freaked out, demanding that Susan Sarandon come pay tribute to his altar because she didn't invite him to a dinner party?
What?
What the hell?
But sometimes he makes women put their cell phones on the altar when they come in.
In 2018, Miller came out as non-binary and polyamorous, telling Playboy about the free love environment they created for themselves, calling it a polycule. According to 3 people in Miller's circle, the polycule is less a democratic society than ever-shifting court harem of mostly young women.
Oh my.
It's a sex cult. He's the leader of a sex cult who literally thinks he's God. And you don't think this is a problem?
Here's more about the gender identity using as a weapon. If someone pisses off Ezra, they're transphobic or a transphobic Nazi, which we saw in that one thing that, that one with the police.
Yes.
We saw that they was bringing that up. Then Dakota Iron Eyes' mother said, because we were trying to protect our daughter and we were trying to point out Ezra's done harm to our daughter, we're transphobic.
Look, Ezra Miller is a messed up dude using, gender identity, gender politics.
Oh, it gets better. A queer associate of Miller says, to me, those are clear instances of manipulation where it's like, are you really queer? Or is it that just a fun way to marginalize yourself so you can be even shittier to others?
Wow.
His rep says it's completely untrue, saying that the actor stands up for civil rights, gender equality, and encourages conversation and discourse. Sweeping identity runs counter to who they are. Doesn't feel like it, gotta tell ya.
Chokes women.
Yeah, preoccupied with guns.
Lots of guns, look, I mean, every warning sign is here. This is basically a more famous Branch Davidian compound cult leader. What the hell? And they're worried about just shutting up the police to get this damn movie out, this guy's gonna kill somebody. He's gonna kill somebody.
Well,
I guarantee it.
Wait, they're talking about the guns in his house, and they said that the 4 people who were in the situation said that their mother, Marta, was so concerned about firearms, they locked him in the safe. Who's Marta? Anyway, locked him in the safe, and then it was the ultimate betrayal to Miller. And so the 2 friends checked on Miller later. The scene was pitiful. We got there, and there's a big bow and arrow cocked on the table facing the door. Ezra was lying face down on the floor. And the house, Ezra's friend notes, was eerily empty. There's all these people in the house, and there was just nobody there. But Ezra was sort of drunk alone with a bow and arrow because the other people had taken the guns and locked them away. This is when he was threatening to shoot up the KKK. And Ezra was freaking out about it.
Ezra Miller needs to be locked up. Ezra Miller needs to go behind bars. Ezra Miller needs to be in a padded room for the rest of their lives. Yeah, so here's how people are told to shut up. Of course, they use NDAs and stuff, but they said Miller's fans battle negative headlines on the star's behalf. People who have spoken out against Miller on record or supported their alleged victims have been attacked and doxxed on Twitter.
Oh, that would never happen on Twitter.
I know Johnny Depp has a lot of fans and stuff, says a person close to Miller who claims that Miller's fans are even more dedicated. People devote their time to do this at a time when it's needed.
Yeah, no, it's not needed.
So here's the thing. Actually, it has been my experience that not a lot of people support Ezra Miller. Now, it might have been the case before, but with all this crazy shit coming out now.
I'll tell you what, people that would normally be like, oh, daddy policy, diversity, inclusion, and all that. I've seen so many of them being like, oh, this guy's batshit. This person is bad. They probably say them is bad shit, but they still are like, this person's bad shit. They're talking about how this stuff went down, how there was no charges pressed in Iceland and stuff. And and every time they kept getting arrested for something, they were suddenly released. And I even said at the time we were covering this, it's like, how does that happen? Because most people would still be in jail or would have to have court dates or something.
Yeah, so here's what happened with Vanity Fair trying to look into this and be like, why the hell is Ezra Miller still out in the streets? The Miller has interfaced with police in at least 3 precincts in a variety of arrests, an array of arrests. The actor's legal problems, though good luck or good lawyering, have mostly gone poof. Vanity Fair has seen one non-disclosure agreement and heard of a handful of others in what 3 sources describe as a whack-a-mole style legal strategy of paying off alleged victims. Miller declined to comment.
Of course.
No charges were pressed in Iceland. In Hawaii, Miller paid a $500 fine after pleading no contest to disorderly conduct as part of a plea deal where other charges were dropped. Other allegations in Hawaii about Miller hurling a chair at a woman and breaking into a couple's home, shouting obscenities, and stealing a passport were subsequently dropped. A source close to that couple refused to comment but warned Vanity Fair, don't poke a hornet's nest because one stung a few people.
Yeah, don't cost us our money.
Yeah, so...
money makes it all go away.
Is the movie really that good? I mean, is it really that good?
You know what? It's so good. It's the second coming of Christ.
I see what you did there. So, yeah, I mean, this is on top of, and we're not going to go into this issue. There have been multiple articles talking about David Zaslav's mishandling of DC, his inability to find somebody to steer the DC ship away from the iceberg. And, I don't know. I
just think it's funny. They'll get rid of other things.
Yeah.
But they'll spend a shit ton of money covering up for Ezra Miller.
Like I said, is the movie really that good? Is it really worth it? Because I think it's going to come and go and nobody's going to give a shit. The only reason people are going to go to this movie is for Michael Keaton. Mm-hmm. That's basically...
or because, they want to go see, how good it actually was for them to go to all this trouble.
Yeah, right. So I don't know. We're going to wrap this one up?
Yeah.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.